This is Pastor Daniel Ings, founder and director of Boys2Men Mentoring Program, and I just wanted to just share with many of you around the world exactly what these boys receive week after week and day after day. The program was designed where positive male role models will come together as a community to be a support system, to be a guiding light in the community for our boys serving ages 10 to 18. And so throughout this 6-year process, impact comes in so many different ways, from support in school, support in the home, being able to show up to certain events, whether it's their birthday or even a funeral. If someone in their family passes away, we're right there to help hold them and to help guide them through that particular process. From getting haircuts to being groomed to rewarding them for good grades, to sit down and just process with them, and mainly building relationship. We understand that consistency goes a long way in the lives of these teenage boys, because either they have experienced absence or either they experienced somebody promising to show up and they never came. And so therefore, the mentors of Boys2Men Mentoring Program, we are consistent, we are solid, we believe in building relationship, and these boys are able to come to us, they're able to talk to us, they can share their victories, they can share their failures, and this is what causes this program to thrive. And I'm just so grateful tonight that you're able to view this moment and to share with us as you donate in this cause to help us take this program to the next level.
Hello, my name is Michael Prince, and my age is 12, and I go to Christian Victory Academy. And thank you for this donation, because I get to go to Nashville, Tennessee, and I get to see Fisk University, and I get to see all these things, and thank you.
2020, we were able to take 27 boys to Washington, D.C. In 2021, 32 boys were able to travel to Nashville, Tennessee. And this year, we want to increase that number and take our boys to New York City. And we need your help. Listen, the options to give are currently on the screen. You can give by way of Cash App, which is $B2M Orlando. You can give by way of PayPal on our website, which is b2morlando.org. And you can also send your check or money order in the mail to P.O. Box 581-106, Orlando, Florida 32858.
And I'm so excited because what we're looking at, we're celebrating 6 years. And so we're soliciting partners and donors that will give us any increment of 6. We're looking for at least 6,000 of you out there that will give. We're asking you to share this with your friends, your neighbors, because you are helping some young men that are in your community. Now, we need at least 6,000 of you to give us $6, $60, $26, $600, $6,000, $6 million. Any increment of 6, we want you to start sending those dollars in now. Think about it. We are sending a young man to another level of exposure, increasing the chances that he will not be another statistics in your community, but he will be exposed to something greater, something new, something that he's never seen before, all because of your increment of 6.
Thank you so much for your giving. We see the donations, they are coming in. We appreciate you so very much, but please share, like this moment, because we are looking for at least 6,000 plus individuals that will give into our endeavor. Listen, I have a few young men that are here right now that want to share their story of how the program has impacted them week after week and month after month. They've even been exposed to a college tour trip, and we want to hear their story. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone, my name is Jabarius Baldwin. I go to Evans High School. I am 16 years old and I've been attending the program for 1 year.
Hello, everybody. My name is Malachi Jones. I am 17 years old. I attend Boone High School, and I've been to Boys2Men about 2 years.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andre Brown. I'm 14 years old. I attend University High School, and I've been in Boys2Men for about a year.
Welcome, gentlemen. So glad that you're here tonight. Listen, there are individuals around the world that are listening to you and want to hear your story. Tell us, how has Boys2Men Mentoring Program impacted your life? Jabarius, will you start?
Well, firstly, I would like to say I'm grateful that I did find Boys2Men because I was doing a lot of reckless and nonsensical things. Then once I met the mentors and actually grew to like them and the group, I've started thinking about my actions, and thinking about what I could do to better myself and become more responsible and be a better person.
Absolutely. And what are some of those skills that they taught you when you come to the program week after week? What are you learning? What's some of the topics that they taught to you about?
First, it's accountability and responsibility. Those are the main key things you got to learn, because everything you do is going to fall back on you. You have people to help you, but there's always going to be consequences that do fall upon you.
Absolutely. Malachi, can you tell us how the program has impacted your life?
Yes. The program impacted my life like a fatherhood, because I grew up without a father. So, for instance, Mr. Eanes came into my life because I was doing bad things when I was younger. Take me on trails, take me out to eat, bring bright words into my mind. It just made me become a better man today.
Absolutely. And what are some of the skills that you're learning when you come to session week after week? What are some of the things that we talk about, and how has it helped you?
Basically, become a respectful young man, because if you're not respectful, then life's going to be really hard when you get older.
Absolutely. Andre, so glad to have you here, man. Listen, tell us how the program has been impactful in your life. What are some of the things you learn when you come to those sessions?
Really, joining the program, it's actually just been the welcoming brotherhood between all the mentors and all the people who attend. Also, just learning to get to know new people and get to know the surrounding we are in. Just simple things as taking us out to eat, haircuts when we need them, even simple things as shoes and clothes. I really do appreciate y'all.
Wow. Support system. We have a strong support system that we put behind you all. How has the program supported you? I just heard you, Andre, talk about being able to build self-confidence by making sure that you're groomed and getting your hair cut. How has this support helped you?
It helps me to strive for more and strive to be better in myself.
Awesome. Malachi, how has the support system helped you since you've been in the program?
Like I said earlier, it made me more respectful towards anybody, any type of scenarios.
All right. And Jabarius?
Well, the program has supported me really through activities, because I'm a very active person. So one way the program has helped me is one of the mentors. I go to him every Saturday and Sunday, and we work on some duplexes or rental houses, and we help fix the walls, paint, all kinds of stuff to stay busy and stay out of trouble.
Absolutely. So you're learning carpentry skills, how to put up sheetrock and hang ceiling fans. That is amazing. And that is support. That is exposure in a different way. Listen, you guys are on your way to New York City. How excited are you about that?
Really
Have you been to, Jabarius, you've been to New York before?
No, sir.
So what's your expectations when you get there?
A lot of lights, and when it's dark and colorful too.
Okay. What's some places that you want to see, that you want to visit while you're there?
Times Square, Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I want to ride a train, the subway train.
Yeah, because we don't have subways here in Florida, right? So that'd be a different type of experience. Absolutely. Andre, what are you looking forward to when you get to New York City?
I'm looking forward to going to a deli that I used to go to when I lived in New York. Also, just seeing new people and how their lifestyle in New York is.
Okay. And what about the college tour? I know that you young men have the expectations or inspiration, the goals to go to attend college one day. So the college tours, what are you expecting for that, Malachi? What are you expecting to see when you get there to New York?
You see the different type of academics and people who's welcoming you in the college, and just what opportunities they provide for you.
Absolutely. Now, I understand that you all went on a college tour trip before with Boys2Men. Where did you go?
Tennessee State University.
Okay. Tell us about that. How was that trip?
I love that trip. Man, we went and we had home. We went to the homecoming party. We went to the game. The game was good. You know, the team was looking good. It's a good thing they won on homecoming too. Yes, it's fun. It was real fun. The college was nice. Also, some of us got offered scholarships if we had the grade point average, and it was real nice to know that they were actually looking out for people of our, heritage in that kind of way.
Absolutely. Malachi, did you attend the Nashville, Tennessee trip?
Yeah, I did.
How did it impact your life? What did you see?
When I was at Tennessee State, it made me want to go to college more because I was iffy about it, but now I want to go to college since they was offering scholarships. So if they offer me, if my GPA is good, I'm definitely going there.
Absolutely. Andre, how did you enjoy Nashville, Tennessee?
I enjoy Nashville, Tennessee because it helped me want to strive to be there. It helped me want to know that it's HBCU, so I have people there who look like me. Also, and the game was fun. I remember when me and Jabarius caught the field goal kick over the one in the bleachers, so it was just a really good experience.
Wow.
Yeah, too bad we have to get the ball up though.
Absolutely. Listen, just one last thing. For some of you, it was your first time flying. Jabarius, was that your first time ever on an aircraft?
Yes, sir.
How was that experience?
At first, it was kind of nerve-wracking. Because, it was weird. We had to wake up early in the morning, got on the plane, and then once we stepped on the plane, I was feeling jittery and cold. But once we took off and I got used to it, it was good. I was calm. The way home, though, was real good because I fell asleep on the way home. So...
But the experience was exciting, nervous at the same time, but you had a good time even on the flight.
I had a real good time.
Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, we so appreciate your stories. I want to close this moment by you sharing the Boys2Men declaration that you decree every single week when you come to Boys2Men. Can we say that together? Yes, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I am strong, intelligent, and successful. The world around me not define me, but I define myself. With God in me, all things are possible. Because I believe in Him and I believe in myself.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Michael Prince, and my age is 12, and I go to Christian Victory Academy. And thank you for this donation because I get to go to Nashville, Tennessee, and I get to see Fisk University, and I get to see all these things, and thank you.
We are so excited that you guys are here. This museum opened in January.
My name is Chance Beckford. I'm 15. I attend Evans High School, and I've been in the program for a year now.
Hello, my name is Truman Jean Lewis. I attend Evans High School. I'm 16, and I've been to Boys2Men for 4 months.
Good afternoon. My name is Daquan. I'm 15 years old. I attend Jones High School, and I've been in the program for about a year.
Wonderful, guys. So glad to have you here tonight. Listen, there are people that want to hear your story. They're ready to donate to this cause to make sure that you make it to New York City and Philadelphia. So can you just tell social media how this program has been impactful in your life? What is it that you receive when you come to the program week after week? So how has the program impacted you? Chance, we'll start with you. How has this program impacted you?
This program has impacted me by giving me a place outside of home to be. One of my mentors, Mr. Jeremy, has taught me life skills that I probably would have never learned just living and just staying at home and being at school.
Absolutely. What about you? Truman. I'm sorry.
This program has impacted me a lot, considering I've only been here for a short amount of time. I remember when I first came, I was kind of skeptical at first, but from the moment I joined, I could genuinely tell that all the mentors actually cared about all the mentees, and it's like a family, a brotherhood, and I wanted to be a part of that, which is a main reason of why I joined.
Wow, we're so glad to hear that. Daquan, tell us, how has the program impacted you?
by showing me life skills, going out more, seeing new things, creating bonds with new people, seeing new people, and by, let me see, having a fatherhood and brotherhood, having bonds with people.
Absolutely. Listen, and we take pride in that, in being a support system to you all, watching you all develop and grow up in the community, teaching you to be respectful young men. So what are some of the skills that when you come, Truman, to Boys2Men Mentoring Program, what are some of the topics that are shared? What's something that you've heard that you never heard before and it has impacted your life?
I'll start off. Well, I can't really say. I can say, though, that this program has motivated me to pursue my dream in performing arts. I wasn't really like that headstrong about it at first because I didn't think I could do it. But this program, especially when the volunteers from, what was it, Strive to Write? Was it Right to Strive to Write? When they
Right
came,
to be seen.
Oh, Right to be seen.
Yeah.
And they came and they did those improv activities with us and things like that. I was already in the drama club at my school, but I never really like wanted to pursue performing arts further. And that really motivated me to do it.
So you're saying that those Right to be Seen, when they came to Boys2Men Mentoring Program and those sessions, it helped boost your confidence. It helped affirm you that you were part of a drama club, performing arts, and so you're able to take those skills back to your practices at school?
Yes.
Wow. And tell us about that performance. I think that I was able to come in along with a few of the other mentors. Tell me about that performance. How did it help you?
Yeah, it helped me, doing the fact my parents were able to attend due to the fact they were working. They're usually working hard, and you were able to come, which really, like, it made me feel good that someone actually came to support me.
Absolutely, and that's what we do.
Knowing that I had someone in the audience.
Absolutely. Chance, I think you were part of that performance as well, and you did an amazing job. So did the Right to be Seen also help boost your confidence to let you know that, yes, I can do this?
I wouldn't say it boosted my confidence, more like it showed me other parts of theater and how it could be shown, and really it just made me like feel like I want to be in theater more and invest in it.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it's all about exposure. It's all about exposure, and that's what we do here at Boys2Men Mentoring Program. Daquan, you're on your way to New York City and Philadelphia. What are your expectations? Have you ever flown in an airplane before?
No, sir.
Are you a little nervous?
A little bit.
Well, listen, I promise you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. Tell us what you are expecting when you get to New York and Philadelphia.
Trying new food, seeing new people, seeing new cities, seeing new things.
Absolutely. Truman, have you ever been to New York and Philadelphia before?
No.
No.
I've actually never been outside of Florida.
Wow.
So this was my first time being outside of Florida.
Amazing. I'm so glad that you shared this tonight. And so what are you expecting when you get to New York City? Tell the world what you're expecting to see when you get to New York and Philadelphia.
I want to see the Statue of Liberty. I heard like there's like, I don't know, don't they have like some like attraction or like some stairs built so like you could climb it? Mm-hmm. I want to climb it. And they say that, is it actually that color or is it like, no, it's green? They say that it's not actually that color. I don't know.
I've read that as well in history, but guess what? When you get there, you're going to tell us. All right, absolutely. What are you looking forward to? I know, Chance, I believe that you live part of your life in New York, but this time you're going with Boys2Men. You're going to go on a college tour, and you're going to Philadelphia. What are you expecting to see?
I'm just expecting to see more parts of Philadelphia that I haven't seen before. I want to go back and try another Philly cheesesteak, though, and all the food there. The one thing I haven't seen in Philadelphia is the football team. That's one thing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, listen, I believe that we're going to have a great time. And these donors tonight, they're hearing your stories, and I believe somebody's going to help you three make it to New York and Philadelphia.
I am so grateful to be sitting here again. thanking you all that have given so far, and we are still wanting you to like and share this. We're trying to get this out to as many people as possible. I want you to know something, that I am a case manager at one of the local homeless shelters here in Central Florida. And many of the young men that come to our program, they're facing not only life situations and things that they're going through and challenges, but some of them are facing homelessness. And by your seeds of $6, $60, $600, $600 will send one young man to New York City. $600. I just want to know today, are you willing to sponsor one child to go to New York City for $600? So for some of the young men that are living in the homeless shelters, the parents are in a situation where they're trying to reestablish their lives and get things back together, find a place for them to live, and they got so many challenges going on. So they absolutely will not have any funds at all to put towards this particular project and this moment of exposure for their children. But how many of you do not want to leave those boys out? If you, I see you out there, I see you out there. Yes, yes, you do not want to leave those boys out. So at this moment, if you will go ahead and put that $600 in there, put that $6 in there. Any increment of 6, it helps. If we got 5 people that's going to join together and give us $60, that's going to give us $300. Come on, let's join together as a team. Let's sponsor these young men that are facing some challenges, but we do not want their challenges to dictate their future nor limit their exposure. Come on and help us out today. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving. Thank you. I see you. I see you. Thank you so much for giving. You will not regret this seed that has left your hand. It will never, ever leave your life. It is impacting a young man in your community that what may one day be your next attorney. He may be your next doctor. He may be the doctor for your grandchildren. And you'll be able to say that I helped sponsor that young man.
I am smart, intelligent, successful. The world around me not to find me, I can find myself. With God in me, all things are possible. I'm living, I'm living myself.
Thank you for your giving on tonight. You that are still giving and sowing into our moment, we tell you thank you in advance. We appreciate you so very much. We have heard from a few of the mentees in the program of how the program has impacted them and how they're looking forward to this trip. But tonight we're going to hear from one of the founding mentors, Mr. Garrett, who's sitting here with me right now. And we want to just hear part of his story of how this program has been so impactful. And just from 6 years, Mr. Lee, we have been mentoring these young men and serving these boys. How has this process been for you?
Well, let me just say, 6 years has been a ride. I would say that it's been a long 6 years, but it really hasn't been. It's been a fast 6 years. It seems like it was just yesterday that we were at the Smith Center in the computer lab room.
Yes, sir.
With just a couple of boys.
Yes, sir.
And so to see how it has grown in the last 6 years is just astonishing, and its vision really being played out. What's so funny is I came to Boys2Men just because I wanted to help my friend out, you know, to be honest, because I really didn't have a strong desire to mentor any youth, not because I hated them, but I just didn't really
like children like that.
Okay, well, you can say it that way. I was like kids like that. I was like that. I don't know if I really could. Really, and what it was, I didn't think I really could connect with them. Was I really relatable? But I found out coming I think it was every Tuesday at that time. Every Thursday, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
That I guess I was pretty relatable. So they just kind of grew on me. They grew on me, and now I don't even understand what I would do without Wednesday or Thursday.
Yes, sir.
When it comes down to Boys2Men.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the impact has been so great. And, you know, this program is built upon positive male role models that are being role models to these young men, father figures, community heroes. You know, we've gone from Mr. Garrett and Mr. Ings to Uncle G and Uncle Ings and Pops. And so that's building a relationship.
Yes, it
and
is.
so how has this been impactful for you as a mentor to build a relationship with these young men?
I would say that I would use the word not just impactful, but it has been a life imprint.
That's good.
For me, I've learned so much from the boys. I'm thinking I'm teaching them one thing, but they're teaching me a whole lot of stuff. They're teaching me that I can't say everything that comes out of because I can be very blunt and very in your face. So, and that has its time. It has its appropriate moment. But when you're mentoring youth, you have to have a different kind of way of showing them guidance.
Yeah.
Through a different way of words.
Absolutely.
And so that has taught me a lot. And the word patience.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, because I'm not a patient person typically. And I think it's just how I was raised. Raised the only child. So I was raised as a person who, if I wanted it, I got it. And I didn't need to wait for nobody. And I didn't have to share with nobody because it was just me. And so I don't really say it to be like I'm better than anybody else, but that's just how I was raised. And it was something that I could really control. But as I became a man and started mentoring, I had to really learn patience because I thought I could tell a mentee to do something and they would just get it one time because that's just how I was raised. You know, my mama said this, that was it. It was no back talk. There was no room for error. And so with these kids, they're kids, you know, so they're going to make mistakes.
Yes, sir.
And so if I asked them to do something, they might not have gotten it the first time. It may have taken 10 to 12 times. But the thing that is so rewarding is by the 18th time,
They got it.
They got it.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
when the light bulb comes on, that's how you know you've done your job as a mentor.
Absolutely. And you talked about patience, and because we live in a time of fast speed technology, and you're talking about how you never really had to wait on certain things, but now you're dealing with a generation of boys that can scroll through their telephone, get information, get what they want in a matter of seconds. So how has that even just taught you as an individual to be more patient with them?
It's a different way of learning on how to be patient with them because it's such an instant gratification type society that they live in.
Yes, sir.
So I have to, and so when things don't go their way, I got to be patient with them handling things not going their way.
Right.
Case in point, if I have some of the fellas over just for a day of swimming and just cutting up, and they bring their PS4s over, they have the audacity to tell me that my Wi-Fi could be a little too slow. But hold up, this my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You need my so we have a lot of kids that are privileged.
Yeah.
And so when it's not working as fast as they think it should work, then they have a complaint. And I'm like, okay, let me not say what I really want to say. So let me redirect and say, hold on, give me a minute, it's gonna work.
Right.
And we're gonna make the best of it.
Absolutely. Since you've been coming to Boys2Men, Mr. Lee, I've watched you sometimes share your story with the young men of being an only child. Just tell the world about a piece of your story of how you being an only child, some things you found out as you were growing, and how it relates to those young men that you're mentoring week after week.
Sure. Like I said earlier, because I was an only child, I was considered probably spoiled, but I didn't recognize why I was being so spoiled. It was because I was adopted. And so, and I was adopted, and what I was called a Wednesday's child. These young people might not know what a Wednesday's child is now in 2022, but I'm going to educate you all who are watching tonight. A Wednesday's child was really popular back in the 70s up until like the late 90s, where a news anchorman on Channel 9 would showcase a child that was up for adoption. And so my mother could not have children after trying with my father for years. We found out they just couldn't have children. And so she was one day cooking dinner and the news came on and my little chubby face was on TV and she turned around and she had an immediate connection.
Wow.
And she said, I believe that's my child.
Wow.
So what confirmed it was our next door neighbor came over to the house and said, hey, Cookie, did you see the the baby that was on Wednesday's Child?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I think that's your baby." And so she said, "It's funny you said that because I thought the same thing."
Wow.
So what she did was she waited for my dad to come home from work, and they had a conversation about it. Long story short, they called Channel 9. They got all the information. And what I found out was that I was 3 months old when my mom adopted me and my father adopted me. And my biological parents, I've never met them. All I know is that they were teenagers when they put me up for adoption. And so this kind of leads me into why I know now mentoring is for me. Because I've dealt with so many kids who have dealt with an area of rejection and they may not have been adopted, but grandma and granddad is probably raising them.
Yeah.
Because mom and dad aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and I don't even know what the situation is.
Absolutely.
So I'm not passing judgment on them, but there's an area of rejection. And so when you have a person like myself who was quote unquote born rejected, you have your own things that you have to work out.
Absolutely.
And so when I see somebody that's half my age, 15, 16, 17, that is kind of dealing with the same thing, I tend to go in that direction and spend a little extra time with them.
Absolutely.
Because I understand what it is not to know your primary caretaker.
Wow.
Mom and dad. Now my adopted mom and dad did a phenomenal job to this day. And what's so crazy, and because, like I said, me and Mr. Ings go way back, I told Mr. Ings 20 years ago, and he told me I was what?
I said, "Oh, he lying. You lying."
And the reason why we laugh is because if you see my mother, we look like twins. It's almost scary that, and like she said, I think she knew that it was an immediate connection, just a different type of a mother's love.
Yeah.
So that adds the icing on the cake when it comes down to mentoring my fellows right now, because I understand that they all got a path. It might not be my same story,
Right.
but they got a path.
Absolutely.
And they got some shortcomings, and they need some direction.
Absolutely.
So,
well, your story is so impactful, Mr. Garrett. But can you just tell the world, if you don't mind, how did you find out that you were adopted? Because I just recall the faces, the responses on the boys' faces when you shared this in session. Can you tell the world, how did you find out?
Oh yeah, I can tell that. So, I was 11 years old, and my father had passed away. And we were at the funeral, and you know anything about funerals, once you get done with the funeral, you go to the gravesite, do the burial, you come back to the church or to some common area for the repast to eat the food and just kind of hang out and talk to family members and just kind of laugh. Well, this gentleman who knew my father walked up to me and said, "Well, you know you're not Bruce Child." I was like, "Excuse me?" Well, let me take that back. I didn't say excuse me. I use a real bad word at 11. I think I used a real bad expletive at 11. You know, because I was already grieving who I thought was my real dad.
Absolutely.
So he tells me, well, your mom and them, they couldn't have kids, and they got you off the doorstep. Now, I later found out that this gentleman was drunk, and he came to the funeral, and I guess he was grieving because he was a football buddy of my dad's. But that was not his place. So I went and I go and tell my mom. And of course she tries to cover it real fast. But because I was always a quick child, I said, I don't believe you. And so she had to go ahead and confess that it was true.
Wow.
So I found out at my father's funeral that my father, who I think is my father, is not my father. So it's a whole Tyler Perry movie.
Wow. But listen, just looking at you now, listening to your story, the success and how you were accepted into a home that loved you unconditionally, raised you, and your level of success as an entrepreneur. You're known on social media as Chef G, a successful business. I just believe that you are helping these young men who are dealing with rejection.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here to help.
Absolutely.
I'm here to help, and I'm really here to listen to some of these kids. Because sometimes what I'm noticing with guys, they really need you just to listen. They don't really need you to do a whole lot of talking back to them. They want you to kind of hear them out.
Yeah.
And then when they ask you for your input, then go ahead and give it to them. Mm-hmm. But most times they need for you just to listen and hear them out.
Yes, sir.
Because being African American or being a minority, we already have a couple of strikes against us anyway. So they need to go ahead and be able to express how they feel and feel comfortable around other mentors, because, I wish I had this 20 years ago. We didn't have this.
Likewise, yes, sir.
We didn't have this.
Yes, sir.
We had Jesus and prayer, and that's all we knew, and that's fine. I'm not knocking that at all. But I think if we had some people that were our age now that we could kind of talk up to,
yes,
I think things would be a little bit different.
And have that support that guidance, because you receiving that type of news at 11, how damaging that could have been to your future,
Very.
And so the fact that you made it through and you're able to share your story, you can tell these young men that you impact week after week how you made it through, and let them know, listen, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Wow, this is so amazing. So listen, guys, this is what these boys receive week after week. We build relationship with them. We support them in the schools. We support them at home. Just as he said, a listening ear as we build relationship with them. And most of the time, they won't even talk to us until they know that they can trust us in that regard.
Correct.
And when they begin to share, there's some things that begin to come out, and we're able to give them that guidance, that support, that love that they did not have before they came into this program. And listen, along with that is exposure. We're getting ready to take these boys to to New York City and to Philadelphia. How excited are you about this trip, Mr. Lee?
Listen, I'm more excited about them going than me going.
Yes,
so
sir.
I can't wait to see their faces.
Yeah.
Especially the kids
Yes,
who
sir.
have never flown before.
Yeah.
Who've never been out of Florida before. Who've only seen this kind of stuff on TV.
On television, yeah.
I know the very first time I went to New York to see the Statue of Liberty was amazing. The Empire State Building. And to actually go up 114 flights of steps or whatever on the elevator to get to the top is monumental. So I can't wait for them to see it. I'm more excited about them seeing it than about me going.
What about the ride to Harlem, Showtime at the Apollo?
Oh, crazy.
Philly cheesesteak.
Crazy. It's going to be such a culture shock for them.
I believe
because there's so many different types of people, and it's such a melting pot. It's nothing like Florida. New York is one of a kind.
It really is.
So
really is.
Listen, so I need for you all to make sure y'all donate, because we got to get these kids there. We have to get them there.
Exposure is key. We believe in the passport to exposure. We believe that we can show them possibilities that are outside of their normal environment, that are outside of their normal communities, and let them know, listen, yes, you can go to college. Yes, you can one day travel. One day you can bring your families back to New York, bring your families back to Philadelphia to enjoy a time of vacation. So we want to expose them, and we are thanking you in advance for your donations tonight as you're sending it in, and the numbers are still rising. Thank you so very much for your giving, but make sure you like and share this moment. Share with your friends, your co-workers, your family members. Say, hey, let's help that program send these boys to New York City. It's going to be a great time. I believe that. Well, Mr. Lee, thank you for sharing your story on tonight. Thank you for your dedication to Boys2Men Mentoring Program. We are better because of you.
Yes. Thank you.
Here at Boys2Men Mentoring Program, we believe in the words of Frederick Douglass. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. As we prepare to expose these young men on this trip to New York and Philadelphia, just know that your sponsorship, your donation is going to help these young men bring about another level of development, growth, knowledge, and just being able to come back with such excitement of what they were able to see while they were there. So we just want to tell you thank you in advance. Thank you. We see the numbers are still rising for the ones that are donating, but make sure that you like and you share this moment. And as we continue to impact these lives of these young men, the mentors here throughout Orange County, listen, just know that it's coming straight from the heart. And we see this as ministry. We see this as being able to impact their lives in a greater way, to be father figures, to be that support system, to be strong men in their lives. And because of your donation, we're able to help them go even further. Thank you so very much, and God bless all of you.